What's up, guys? Mr. Fit to Flourish here. And this video, I wanted to talk about why it's extremely important to meditate and why you should be meditating. And I'm not talking about like the Buddhist thing where it's like, oh, quiet your mind, calm your mind. That's not how to meditate for real. And if you're trying to do that and you quit meditating because they keep telling you, hey, calm your mind, then this is the real way to meditate. Okay. So I'm reading this book by Deepak Chopra called Abundance. Rereading it for like the third time. I have a ton of books by Deepak Chopra, a great author. You guys should tap in. And if you don't worry, I got you. I got you. But essentially, this book talks a lot about abundance and lack. Okay, so these two opposing feelings, right? Abundance and lack. Some people call it heaven or hell, right? So when you're operating from a state of abundance, then you're operating from heaven, right? You're getting everything that you want. You're in a state of peace, bliss, happiness, fulfillment. But when you're fearful, then you're operating from a state of lack. And a lot of people call that hell, where everything goes wrong, everything's on fire. And these are both states of mind. Okay. They're both states of mind. In the Bible, it says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and everything will be added unto you. So heaven is actually the mind. So as long as you can tap into the abundance of your mind, in your mind, tap into abundance, that feeling of abundance, then everything will feel like fulfillment, peace, happiness, right? Anyways, on this page, it talks about desire and how desire is a generous overflow. What does that mean? So desires are meant to be an expansion of abundance, not a reaction to lack. Okay, not a reaction to lack. That's really really important to understand. So when you're thinking of these desires, right, and things that you want in life, you should be good with them or without them. You should be able to be happy, abundant, and good with them or without them. Desire just points you in the direction of things that are your birthright. And when you react to those things that you want, it should be like, oh, like I'm very abundant right now. I feel very good. Therefore, that thing should easily be attracted to me because of my state. My state is a state of abundance. I feel blessed. I feel good. I feel like I have everything I ever wanted. And to have that thing too, that'd be awesome, right? It shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I really need that thing. I really need that thing. Because then it's telling yourself that you're not going to be happy. You're not peaceful, happiness, bliss. You're not that without that thing. And then you pretty much deny yourself of being a quote unquote God types, but type shit. Um, but yeah, so it talks about a lot of that. So beginning from a place of frustration and suffering too often becomes a struggle with no end in sight. So desires are meant to be an expansion of abundance and not a reaction to lack. So what do I mean? Why should we be meditating? Well, the purpose of meditation is to show you that your awareness is where bliss occurs. So what does that mean? Okay, it's to show you where your bliss occurs. So where your attention goes, energy flows. Where your attention goes, energy flows. And what that means essentially is that if you can sit down and just imagine being in a place that you've always wanted to be. So let's say you wanted the house by the river, the house by the water, you wanted that yacht, that car. Imagine you have those things. Okay, imagine how it would feel, and just every single day practice seeing more and more details, feeling like you're already there. If you want to be a good trader, imagine that trade. Okay, imagine that trade. And I do this a lot with my trading. I imagine the next day I'm just sitting down, peaceful. I'm not like in a hurry to trade or anything. I'm just watching the chart, and I imagine the chart going where I think it's gonna go. I close my eyes, and I imagine the chart going where I think it's gonna go. I imagine clicking the option selection on my phone, and then I imagine just like the money start to go up. I'm like, oh dang, the money's going up. I imagine it, and then the next day it literally happens because I prepared my body for that feeling. So really, meditation isn't necessarily, oh, quiet the mind, quiet the mind. It's more so training the mind to direct your attention, training the mind to direct your attention. And if you can't necessarily like visualize things at first, like, oh, like I can't imagine the house and stuff yet, I have all these other thoughts coming in. When thoughts come in, so for instance, when a thought comes in, like, oh, you can't afford that house, or oh, why are we even doing this, or oh, like, all you have to do is understand that those thoughts are not yours. You're a divine being. Okay, those thoughts are not yours. Okay, because if they were yours, then you wouldn't be able to observe them. Wow. Now we can talk about this in another video. Anyways, so you just observe the thoughts. Just observe the thoughts. Okay. So if it goes, oh, like, oh man, you can't do this. Oh, you can't do that. Observe them and understand that they are not yours. And then redirect your attention. Where your attention goes, energy is going to flow. So redirect your attention to, no, this is definitely possible. This is something that I can do. Um, Abundance is my birthright, or any of those affirmations. You can kind of redirect your attention, and then when you are thinking of these big things that you probably never thought you could achieve or never thought you can have, um, don't don't necessarily think like, oh, like, how would I get there, or like, what's the cost, or like, how would this happen. Just imagine the things, and feel the feeling of having those things. The universe, or Allah, whatever you believe in, but the universe is going to direct you. It's going to push you in the direction of your desires, as long as you are not fearful. So as long as you're happy, bliss, peaceful, like, not worried. Okay, sitting still, be still, and know that I'm God. As long as you're happy, peace, bliss, yourself, without these things, then you can imagine the things, and don't place any um, opinions on them or anything like that. Like, oh, that would be too expensive, or oh man, like, I don't know about. No, no, no. Just imagine being there. Imagine being happy, because you have the right to imagine. Like, a lot of people aren't imagining anymore because a lot of people are just watching TV or scrolling on TikTok, and like, you're not stopping to actually imagine something that you want. And I think that's the reason why a lot of people aren't getting the life that they want, right? Because we're not stopping to direct our attention towards a dream that we actually desire, right? We're always trying to live vicariously through other people on social media and get these quick dopamine hits. No, the reason you need to meditate is because you need to be able to direct your attention towards your desire and be non-biased about it, and allow the universe to take you to those places. And you need to imagine it with detail in such a way that you're actually feeling as if you're already there right now. Okay. And I did this I did it like intensely for a long time last year in November. I'm doing it again this November, but last year in November, um, I was like, okay, like, I remember, I remember, like, every day I would literally sit there. It doesn't have to be too long, 5-10 minutes, but sit there and I would imagine, like, all right, I'm going to the dealership. I'm gonna dap up this guy, and I'm gonna be like, oh yo, like, I want that all black Corvette, right? Like, it was so random. It was so random, but I wanted to get the Corvette. I was like, you know what? But I needed like extra. I wanted to have extra money. I don't like buying things, and just being able to afford it. I like to always have massive cushion, for like years out or whatever. That's just me though. Anyways, so I was like, you know, if I make this much extra money somehow, um, then I'll get it. I'll get it. So for 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 I think it was like a week and a half. Yeah, it was a week and a half. I'm going on my runs. Even on my runs, it put me in a meditative state. I'm on my run, listening to music, and I'm just imagining. I'm going to the dealership, and I imagine in detail, they'd be standing right here. I shake with my right hand, and then it's gonna be an all black Corvette, but it's a convertible. I only wanted the convertible, right? And then I imagined, I see past the event, because that's not the end all be all. Like, oh, like, that's the biggest thing in the world. No. Then I imagine it as if it's real. Like, if it was real, if I had the Corvette, what would I be doing? I would have just, oh, I got the Corvette. Oh no, it would be normal. I would buy the Corvette. I'd start driving it. So I imagine driving it home. Imagine going out places, and people be like, oh dang, that's crazy. Imagine picking up my friend, and he'd be like, oh dang, we got the Corvette. Oh cool. Boom. Imagine going, like, doing this, doing that. But just imagining living in that reality, right? And Neville Goddard even says, the feeling of the wish fulfilled is what you need to be practicing in these meditations. Like, sit down, imagine it, and feeling what it would feel like if you had the thing already. But again, don't put it on a pedestal. Okay, you have to be good with it and without it, because you have to understand, Those things don't make you happy. You decide when you're going to be happy. So you can decide like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to be happy until I get the book, right? Or you could be happy, and then when you get the book, it'll just add to the happiness. Or it won't even make you happy because you're already happy, and now you have it. It's cool. All right, cool. I have the book now, right? So we place limits on ourselves by deciding when and what will make us happy. But I wanted to touch on the fact that Neville Goddard also says that the human problem is a lack of attention and poverty of imagination. And I really thought about this. I was like the human problem is lack of attention and poverty of imagination. What the heck does that mean? And Bob Proctor said this too. But I was like, what the heck? What does that mean? So again, we tend to focus on and pay attention to the news. Oh my gosh, who's president? Oh, politics. Oh, they're bombing this country, or oh, like these people are dying. What think about what where our attention is being directed to. It's being directed to negative things and to fear, right? To drive fears. So to put you in hell on earth. So that's the reason why a lot of people get stuck. If you ever notice when you get around your wealthier friends or around really good people, if you go to masterminds, these people with good energy, they're always focused on things to get better or things that are going really well in their business or really well in their life. They're always talking like, "Hey, are you good? Hey, how we doing? Hey, yeah." It's always good energy. But notice when you go to someone who is um, impoverished, typically, it's because you're stuck. Unfortunately, you're stuck in that fear state. Um, you're stuck in that fear state. You're always being shown, oh, we don't have enough money for the bills, or we don't have this, or we don't have that. Oh no, bad, 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 right? Money doesn't grow on trees, like these things that your parents probably said. I don't know. My parents are from a fourth world country, so um, some of that conditioning is no bueno, and that's what you need to be meditating for to shift the direction of your thoughts to now pay attention to things that you do want to see in your life instead of always paying attention to things that you're being shown online or to maybe what's even going on in your 3D reality. Like right now, you might be going through something crazy, like oh man, like I can't pay the bill or something, or like oh I just lost my job or something crazy. You might be going through something, right? But essentially, like what I said, like I said, poverty, lack lack of attention and poverty of imagination. So if you can shift your attention to the things that you want and and imagine it as being real, then your life will literally change. And this is what happened to me last year. I'm telling you right now, and I'm gonna do it again this year. And I'll show the results. Obviously, I show everything on YouTube, but I'm gonna show the results here too, because I am manifesting something right now. We're always manifesting, so the word is just a cliche word, but um, back to I'm pretty much back to really imagining like last year. Every day on my runs, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna get that Corvette, and then all of a sudden, and I started to imagine the charts again. I start like hard, like I was imagining like getting into good trades and being like, oh man, I just banged like $6,000, and then the next day it was like $6,000. I was like, yo, what? I was like, nah, this can't be real. And then I was like really imagining, and I was just staying in that feeling, like I was acting like, oh well, this is normal, right? You need to act like it's normal. That's the number one thing. You need to act like it's normal. It's just who you are, right? If you think it's like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, then it's not going to happen, or it's not going to be consistent. But you just need to act like, okay, yeah, this is who I am. I'm a great trader, or oh yeah, this is who I am. I have a job, or this is who I am. I'm able to pay rent on time all the time, and the universe will just conspire to your um, to fulfill your desires, right? But I really focused on okay, like tomorrow I'm gonna bang out a crazy trade. Everyone in the group, and I imagine like what's happening. Everyone in the group's gonna type in the chat like, "Oh, bro, you just killed that trade. You sniped that trade, right?" And then I show the results, and then every day it was happening: $6,000, $4,000 trade, $3,000 trade, $5,000, and I was next thing you know, I'm up like 30 bands in like 5 days. I was like, "Bro, this is crazy. This is crazy." Um, um, and then yeah, everything was happening exactly how I wanted it to, and I kind of got away from it because I was like, you know what, I kind of have everything everything I wanted, so kind of stopped doing it. But now I do have greater aspirations. So again, like I said, the need to meditate is real, and it's to shift your attention to the things that you want and to the feelings that you would like to have. Okay? Shift your attention to the things you want and the feelings that you want to have. Because when you do that, you'll be able to tap into that, what people call frequency, but you'll be able to literally tap into that, into the quantum field, okay? Into the person that you need to be to get there, the person that you have to be to attract these things, right? And all your desires will be added unto you, like literally, once you feel the feeling, because this is the law of reversibility, like I was talking about earlier, the law of reversibility. So because I don't have the book, I'm not happy. But when I get the book, I'm gonna be happy, right? Oh yeah, I have the book. I'm happy. Yes, I wanted this book. I wanted this book forever, right? But you can decide like I don't have the book, but I'm super happy. I'm super happy anyways. I don't care. I'm super happy. I still desire the book, right? But I'm not gonna allow the book to control my feelings. And because I'm happy, and I know that even with the book, I'll be happy because I'm already happy. The law of reversibility states that because I'm happy, I will get the book. Okay. Because just as much as if I get the book, I'm happy. Well, if I'm happy, I can get the book. Like if uh, if I get the car, like that crazy Lamborghini, I'll be so happy. Well, be so happy right now, and it's gonna take you on the path. Life is gonna take you on that path to get that Lamborghini. Okay, that's the law of reversibility. And the only way to get there, the only way to practice that is through, I'm telling you, is through meditation. You control your thoughts. Control your thoughts. Um, and if if you're someone who's like going to work, and um, I do this with work as well. So if you're going to work, like you have a 9 to 5, and maybe it's one you don't, a job you don't like, right? A lot of the time you pre-play, and this is in a lot of the books, esoteric books as well, but we pre-play arguments with people we might not like, or customers we might not like, or even customer, like you just imagine like, oh well, someone's gonna come in tomorrow and ask me to do this and I don't want to do it, right? And you're playing that in your head before you get there, and then you get there and the thing happens. Right? So imagine, again, this is why you need to meditate. You need to sit down, train your mind to imagine, all right, I'm at work, I'm at the counter, someone comes up to me and they're asking me to do the thing. I'm going to change my response. I control my life. So I want to change my response. What am I going to do? I'm going to be happy doing it just because I want to be happy, right? You desire to be happy, right? So just because you have this 9 to 5 and like it's not the best doesn't mean that you don't have to be happy. You have the choice to be happy. All right. And then it'll make your 9 to 5 better. Right. Um, so the last thing that I wanted to kind of tap into was when you're meditating and you are directing your attention, right? You're directing your attention on these things. Um, you're tapping into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, making sure that you're imagining everything with detail. And then um, if you do get thoughts that you don't like, again, shift your attention. So a lot of people always say like, "Oh, your subconscious mind, your subconscious mind." Well, that stuff is like the only way that you could train your subconscious mind is through meditation. Okay, so when they say, "Oh, your subconscious has these thoughts of like you can't do it," well, again, shit. How do you get rid of that? Okay, no one tells you. Everyone's like, "Oh, well, buy my one-on-one training, and it's $30,000, and we'll change your life." I'm like, bro, hey, yo, chill, bro. I'm about to give you the sauce right now. Okay, sit down, motherfucking meditate, and all you're doing when you're meditating is the secret to everything is lack of attention, poverty of imagination. If you fix those two things, your life is changed automatically. Automatically, your life is changed. So that's why meditation is important. But to break your subconscious mind, your subconscious patterns, you sit down, you meditate, and you focus on the things that you desire in life. You focus on the feeling of having those things, and you just can keep repeating that every single day. You keep repeating that, and you live in there like it's a video game, right? Like play it like it's a video game in your head. Like I would, and the best time to do this too is like right before sleep or right when you wake up. But even when I'm going to sleep, I try to imagine how my day is gonna go, like in a positive way. And I stay away from the like, oh, like I'm gonna have a customer and they're gonna do this. I'm like, no, I'm gonna make that customer's day. I'm gonna do this person's, like I'm gonna be happy today, or I'm gonna make this person laugh. Okay, and essentially just kind of play it out. I play it out in my head like a video game. Like I'm walking around. I'm in my dream house with dream car, dream girl, right? And I'm just living it up. I'm just living it up. And I'm having a good time. And I imagine the things that I would be doing, and it's normal. The main thing about this is it can't be the like the end all be all. Oh, that's it, the end, the fairy tale. Oh, that's it, the end. Because when you hold it something to a pedestal like that, you will never get there. Okay, it's the equivalent of death. The equivalent of death. The reason that we don't know what death looks like is because we're supposed to be focused on living. Okay, so again, it comes back to attention and imagination. Where's our attention? You're if you're so focused on death, you're not going to be able to live, right? So you're so focused on, okay, when I get the house, everything's done. Like you're not going to be able to focus on what the process looks like to get there, and then what it feels like when you are there. You need to focus on, like, for instance, if I always wanted this hoodie, right? Right now it's like it's normal to me. I